Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to Fantasy Forecast for Monday, October 31st, 2016, Halloween. I'm sorry about the background noise. It's just been loud all day, and I haven't really had a chance to film until now. So, doing the best I can as usual, guys. I apologize. I don't think many of you guys care if you took my lineup from yesterday because you had 334. So, you railed on everything you did if you were one of those crazy guys, even though I said it's a cash line that ran it in tournaments, and more power to you. I'm happy to see you guys make money. That just makes me happy. So, I'll run through it real fast. 334, Westbrook with 69. It was the same thing I told you guys before. You have to take him, really, because if he's going to be used like this, he's a 70 fantasy point guy. It's 5 times value. He's probably worth it all the way up to maybe 13,500 or 14,000, guys. I don't know what else to say. We got Dragic running at 36. He started out a bit slow, guys. It didn't look like it was going to pay out 36 in the first half, but come the second half, he got hot with scoring, and there it stands. Eric Gordon once is good a value at the price at only 18 points, so I mean he didn't even hit near the 4 to 5 times mark. He kind of close to 4, but not there. Matthews more than made up for it. Guy's $5,000, so this is a 7.5 times value, something like that. A little more. Yeah, perfect. You got Kawhi Leonard at 38 and TJ Warren at 38. So I think we know which one was the better value there. But I mean, the 38s still anchor the lineup. That's how you win. Sometimes you just have to slot someone that gets the points, even if they do cost some money, even if they aren't going to hit 5 times value. And I kind of thought he would, but Pops just didn't use him the way he did, and his shots landed, but he didn't really stuff any of the other stats sheets, really. So it is what it is. Zebo was the real hot hand. He's secret yesterday as well, because for 6,000, then you get 34 fantasy points out of him. That's close to 6 times value. And if you went with Parker instead, thinking I'll go with the tournament kind of play, which is what I did for my own tournament entry, then you lost 12 points basically, and that brings your 334 down to a 322. You'll lose a little bit of your winnings if you're playing tournament. If you're playing double up or single entries, those things I'm advocating you guys play anyways, it doesn't matter. You won, you cleaned house, guys. Morris was okay, about a 4 times value, not really touching the 5 times that we wanted, and Adams was a great pick, though. More than 8 times value at the 4,700 price because he put up almost 40 fantasy points. You have to love that. Anyone that's 4,700 that's that cheap that you can get that from, I'm in love with that. So 334 on the cash lineup, and sometimes my cash ones will do that. It's a little streaky. I know some of you guys do that as well, so go ahead and play that, and your money is your money. You can spend it however you want. If you want to play it on a tournament lineup, if you want to play it on you can do anything you guys like. I recommend single entries on everything, even with tournaments, but you guys have the right to spend whatever and however you want. It's all up to you. If you went with my alternate lineup on the tournament that I post on Twitter at the last second, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, I do post lineups there if there's a change or anything like that. I highly recommend you follow me there, because if there's a last-minute injury before I've filmed a video, I need to make a change, it'll go on Twitter. I won't do more than 1 video in a day. We've got Westbrook and Dragic, Gordon Matthews were the same. Durant Ennis, that combo of small forwards, paid 0.1 more for the same price. So, it is what it is. And then Parker, though, instead of Zebo's 33, you only got 22. So it brought you down to 322. But even this one, tournaments and Quins and everything else yesterday, it was just wonderful to play. So, everyone, hope you played it. Glad you made some money. My NFL line didn't even do that bad at 112 yesterday. It wasn't a great day for NFL for a lot of people. Moving on to today, we have a 4-game slate, guys, so play light again because we still only have 2 to 3 games of data. A couple of them have been blowouts for a couple of these teams. We don't have accurate data yet. That's why I say we need to have 5 games down our throats. So once we have 5 games, I'll be more confident in telling you guys these things, but until then, take it easy. Yesterday was still a little lucky. You never know. I'm giving you guys cash lineups. All right, so point guard position today, I've got Chris Paul and Ty Lawson, and it's a cash game lineup, guys. Some of you guys might like Lowry better today. Some of you guys might like Lynn today. Some of you guys might be thinking Rondo will bounce back today against the Nets. I mean, some of you guys might like Moutier today, because he might play a few minutes longer, even if Toronto pushes him hard. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with your point guard position at the top. The one I would lock in is Lawson, because the minutes he's getting for the price, it just seems just like almost stupid to not take him. I would be jumping on him today, guys. Could be wrong. I've been wrong 100 million times before, but I like Lawson today in his position. That's my lock. And then Paul, I wouldn't, you could move him around, but if I can spend the money and get the best guy out there, and if he plays 3 solid quarters, even in a blowout, the Clippers are favored by 11, guys. Phoenix plays fast. The Clippers will probably try to keep up with them and score more than them. So what are we looking at, 110 to 100? 115, 105? I'm not sure. But I like Chris Paul in those 3 quarters that he does play if they start to get up by 20 or something. And that's why I took him. I figure you're going to get solid 40 fantasy points out of him. Lawson, I'm projecting around 25 to 30. DeRozan and Kilpatrick at the shot guard position. Now, your other choices here, I like DeRozan today. Look at his average. He's putting up 43 on average as a 5.5 times value, and Denver's a little bit weaker defensively. And Toronto's favored, so just milk it. Take it all the way to the bank. As long as DeRozan keeps on seeing like 40% usage or something like that, or on the court, which is just insane, then take advantage of it. Your alternates there, like if you don't have money besides Kilpatrick, because DeRozan would be more of my lock player in the shot guard position today. Kilpatrick, you could sub out for D-Wade's fine. You can look at Bobby Knight, but I'd want to see him perform better before I jumped on his bandwagon. Barton's okay, and at the bottom, you can definitely, if you want to like punt light and go, you can go Tim Hardaway to save some cash. There's no problem with that, and I have a feeling he'll probably put up again close to that 20-point average he's done. He seems to have gotten some new life. So against weaker opponents, the Kings still. It's a very interesting slate of 4 games today, guys. Quite honest with you, until they do more and against a weaker opponent like that defensively, I'd be okay with taking him. Small forward today. You got T.J. Warren. Milk him all the way to the bank again, just like yesterday, guys. Until they misprice him. Someone at FanDuel is smoking something heavy, if you know what I mean, because he should not be priced at just 5,500. He's going to be plus 6,000 soon enough, but as long as he keeps getting used this way, then keep taking him. You can look at Gay and Gallinari today. The position's a little light. You can even look at Butler. This position doesn't have any of the options like center or anything else. So Warren would be my lock today, guys. And then you can move DeMarre Carroll around just about for anybody. I mean, taking Toronto players today would probably be a good choice. You only have a 4-game slate. You're just going to have to pick the winners of the games. So if you think Toronto's going to win, the Clippers are going to win, etc., just play into that. Yeah. So Bogdo is a cheaper choice that you can definitely save a few bucks on and go with him. More tournament though. I'm trying to pick you guys cash plays where there's a nice solid floor, so you can score 300 and make your money. Let's move on from there. I don't think there's anyone super cheap. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. So at the power forward today, I've got Griffin and Millsap, and they're basically your top 2 guys on the board. And the reason why is I had the money for it, because I didn't want to spend for Boogie at the center when I can get JV, and I'll explain that in a second. But I can take Griffin. If he plays 3 quarters, he does anything about that average of 42 fantasy points, that's just fine. It's not exactly 5 times, but, is anyone else in here going to put up 40 points or more? It's going to get questionable when they do. I mean, Ferriet is in favor right now in Denver, and you could consider Ferriet. So is Jokic. They're both just, look, they're both paying more than 5 times on, in their average the last 2 games, and they'll probably see a couple more minutes even in the event of a blowout. But I spent up for Griffin because I can, and why not? If he's going to give me 40 and Jokic will give me 33, well, the 40 is still more than 33. That's math. Millsap, same thing. And I think he's in a better position today against Sacramento. And so I think we're going to see him do 40 plus today and pay the 5 times value on his price. Jokic could do the same thing, but unless you're thinking he's going to give you 6 times more or more, don't take him. You know, you can for variation. It's only a 4-game slate, but if you start saving that kind of money and you've done other savings elsewhere, you might want to consider paying up for Boogie on the math question, and I'll get to there in a second as well. So your other choices here today, yeah, besides Griffin and Millsap, Jokic and Faried for sure. They're in the mix today. Gibson's still, I mean, he's going to be a hot hand to play today, guys, I think. I think a lot of people are kind of looking at him going like, oh, he's played well and the Nets suck. And so I think he's going to be more popular, which is why I strayed off a bit. I think he's a tournament play today. And I'm looking for cash game plays. Okay, and on to center. There's nothing else at power forward, guys, today. Cousins is your Boogie's the choice, you know, if you have the money. Definitely the choice is yours, because we've all seen Boogie put up 60-point games, 70-point games. So the wild card factor is there with Cousins. If you got the money, spend it. If you don't have the money, then there is no problem at all saving $3,500, a full price of a minimum guy, and going to JV. The guy's put up an average of 37.5 fantasy points in the last 2 games. There's no reason to not see it continuing, which there's the theme of, you know, Toronto players today are good choices pretty much across the board, as long as they're starters and they get minutes. Even some Denver choices are good because they seem to be concentrating the time of possession into just 3 players' hands, Nursic and the 2 power forwards we were mentioning before, Jokic and Faried. So those 3 seem very in favor right now in Denver. But I'd be taking JV today. JV looks wonderful, great spot, and I expect him to probably put up, and again, close to that average 37 points. There's no reason he won't get his boards today. There's no reason he won't put up his points today, his dozen points or whatever, and there's no reason he won't get 5 assists. I mean, it's probably going to go down just the way it's gone down the last couple games. If you're going to go cheaper, look at Nursic for sure. But your other hot choice on the board is Tyson Chandler, guys. Tyson Chandler down here, only 4,200, and just look at that, 22 points. You know, I mean, that's more than 5 times value on the average, and it's out of a 3-game now instead of a 2-game. The guy is just, if they keep playing him these kind of minutes, oh boy, he's probably going to shoot up on that average, not decline. So if you're going to go up from that average, you have to put up really good performances. The guy could have 30 today. Now, that's where we get to the price thing. So, if Chandler is going to give you guys 30 points at a 7 times value, if JV gives you like 40 points today, which is almost a 7 times value itself, you know, 6.5 something, and Boogie gives you 55 points today, which is like a 5.5 times value. Look, I have $100 in salary left on this lineup, so that's why I have JV. But if I had the money for Cousins, it's simple math. Because if I think JV is going to get 40, but I think Cousins will get 55, and I have the money for it, I don't have a reason to differentiate. I'll take the 55 points that Cousins might give me. Even 40, it's simple math. It's going to give you 5 more points or 15 more points, and you want that. On a short game slate, guys, every once in a while, you have to throw out value a little bit. You might run a lineup that has $700 in salary remaining, and you do that on a tournament because you need to differentiate. If you guys haven't seen it before on 2, 3, 4-game slates, it's usually a pretty big split at the top. All right, so that's Fantasy Forecast for today. I'll go ahead and review the lineup once more for you guys that I'm choosing. And remember, this is a cash game lineup. So you want to play this in $1, $2 single entry, 50-50s, and double ups. You can try tournaments like people did yesterday, but those are at your own risk. Okay, Chris Paul and Ty Lawson. Again, there's blowout risk with Paul and Griffin, but these are based on floors for their... Paul and Lawson at the point guard, DeRozan and Kilpatrick at the shot guard, small forward, Warren and Carroll, power forward, Griffin and Millsap, and at center, Valanciunas, JV. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like if you made some money yesterday, or if you enjoyed the lineup for today. And leave comments in the below if you have questions or you want to criticize or anything else, because it's a community, and we all want to like learn and get better from each other. I posted an alternate lineup in the comments yesterday as well, right before lock, and I do try to answer those once a day. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys won yesterday. I hope you guys win today. Go on out there and go win some big money.